Well, new today, former congresswoman and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard says she is leaving the Democratic Party, saying it's, quote, under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness. NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Inton is live. Brian, you have been on the campaign trail, and you're seeing more and more people dropping ties with political parties.
Yeah, it certainly seems like they are, Nicole. We're outside this voting office in Florida today. Today happens to be the last day to register to vote in Florida, so it's very, very busy. They're going to be open till midnight tonight. But we've been around the country over the last month or so talking to voters, and there are so many who tell us that they are either switching parties or dropping a party affiliation altogether because they are fed up with Republicans and Democrats.
If you can no longer stomach the direction that the so-called woke Democratic Party ideologues are taking our country, then I invite you to join me.
Former Congresswoman and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard officially says she is leaving the Democratic Party.
I believe in a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people. Unfortunately, today's Democratic Party does not. Instead, it stands for a government that is of, by, and for the powerful elite.
Dropping parties, changing parties, frustrated by parties. We've traveled the country talking to voters in battleground states, and it seems to be a common theme.
You were a Democrat.
Yes.
And what changed?
A lot changed.
Like Gabbard, Lydia Dominguez in Nevada told us she is now turned off by the Democrats, racializing every issue.
We're all Americans. We should consider ourselves Americans. We're not, you know, a white, black, brown. We're Americans. We should be united in that front. That's what makes us different from the world.
In Arizona, we met Yvonne Drew, who also said she is no longer Democrat, but also doesn't identify fully with Republicans.
I think that more people need to educate themselves, and I think that you have to watch a little bit of everything and kind of just watch who takes action and what actions are being taken by our current administration. Because they say a lot of things on TV and you go, wait a minute, that's not true, because that doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. I know what I see.
According to a recent Gallup poll, 30% of Americans consider themselves Republican, 24% say they identify as Democrat, and 43% are independent. Compare that to about 2 years earlier, and the Republican numbers stay the same, but there were more Democrats and fewer independents. More Americans seem to not trust either side.
The government lies to us all the time. Ever since I was a kid, I knew the government lied. And I always knew that if I were ever to vote, I had to vote for the best liar. The one who sold me the bill of goods, right? So to me, that's what it comes down to.
It really has been interesting talking to voters all over the country. So many tell us that they just don't trust politicians on both sides. They consider them liars on both sides, and the numbers do show that more people have been registering as independents. Nicole?
All right, Brian, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.